This is the US presidential race, where numbers matter, policies matter, but so do the optics. This is a grand theater of politics, where, like with any theatrical display, amid the pomp and pageantry, costumes can make all the difference. Why is that? And how do the candidates use it to their advantage?
Her biggest advantage is that she's a beautiful woman.
Don't you find some of their stuff to just be plain weird?
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
Well, Donald, I do hope you'll reconsider.
August 23rd. This was one of the most consequential days for Kamala Harris, when she accepted her nomination as the Democratic candidate for president.
We can do together. We are so honored to be your nominees. This is a people-powered campaign, and together we will chart a new way forward.
While this happened, many women at the Democratic National Convention were wearing white. So were many other speakers. But Harris chose to wear blue. This wasn't just to stand out of the crowd. After all, a presidential candidate doesn't have to try very hard to do that. Here, her navy blue suit had symbolic meaning.
America's ready for a better story. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
To understand this, let's go back. The year was 2016. History was made in the United States. The first woman candidate was nominated for president, Hillary Clinton. Clinton had climbed up the stage in a white suit. Why white? Because for her, this was symbol of all the women before her who fought for a political voice. From the suffragists to Geraldine Ferraro, the first woman vice presidential candidate. Since that moment in 2016, the white pantsuit is a symbolic weapon in the US. It is a political trope. Harris has used this weapon once before. In 2020, when US President Joe Biden declared the election victory, Harris became the first woman vice president of the United States. And she chose to wear white, again, in honor of the women who came before her.
I know where I stand, and I know where the United States belongs.
But this time, as Harris accepted her presidential nomination, she wore blue to close a chapter and stand out on her own terms. Because for her, wearing suits is not just an easy, obvious choice. It is tactical. Suits have become her uniform since before her days of vice presidency. Harris has appeared in neutral pantsuits, usually in shades of black, dark blue, burgundy, and beige. Now, power suits are kind of the go-to for US presidential candidates, so Hillary Clinton did it as well, as a self-described pantsuit aficionado, but usually in rainbow colors. This was her way to bridge the male-female fashion divide. But this doesn't mean everyone wears suits. Like former Republican presidential contender
Miss Nikki Haley!
She often wore dresses and skirts, especially during the Republican presidential debates, mainly to differentiate herself and stand out among the other Republican hopefuls. But why are we talking about this? Why does it matter what women presidential candidates wear? First, because they are in the presidential race. And a president doesn't dress to represent themselves, but the country, so the stakes are high. And secondly, because they are women. Studies show that when voters are asked to close their eyes and picture a US president, most of them come up with the same image, a white man.
Well, folks, it's time to turn the page.
So voters don't know what a woman in office looks like. let alone a potentially pioneering woman president, if elected.
I've served with her. I know her. I trust her.
Harris will be the first female president, the first female president of color, and the first president of South Asian descent.
But while I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last.
So voters don't know what a woman president will or should look like. But research confirms that they scrutinize a woman president's appearance more than a male candidate's. For instance, a flyaway hair is an indication of sloppy thinking. Is this unfair? Of course. Even former US President Barack Obama acknowledged the double standard when he spoke about Hillary Clinton. He said,
"She had to do everything that I had to do, except, like Ginger Rogers, backward in heels. She had to wake up earlier than I did because she had to get her hair done. She had to, handle all the expectations that were placed on her."
And we witnessed the proof. When Clinton didn't do this, when she tied her hair in a ponytail, it led to an entire debate about the meaning of the scrunchie. So, as things stand, how Harris equips herself for the role matters, and better yet, she can use it to her advantage, and she has. Like when Harris wore 3 different black designers for President Biden's inauguration. But it is not just Harris who needs to worry about fashion. So does Donald Trump. The Republican presidential candidate Trump is almost always in a suit. By the Italian luxury brand Brioni, with a broad-shouldered tailoring.
And a tie.
And this tie is a tactical play as well. It is really long, which experts say is worn that way to make him look taller and thinner. And it is almost always red.
Why?
Because put together, with the suit and tie, Trump looks like a walking, talking American flag. This is the look. His signature red tie, his white shirt, and his blue suit. Trump embraces these patriotic hues more than any of his predecessors.
Happy birthday, President Trump.
And the flag seems to be his muse. Because, fun fact, Trump's birthday falls on June 14, which also happens to be Flag Day in the US. Now, Trump wore the same combination even before he entered politics. But over time, his uniform has evolved.
I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
The blue has become brighter in recent months, and the red ties have become even more common. Now, he is not alone here. Former US President Ronald Reagan was also known for his red ties. This was symbolic of his Republican representation. But no one loves it like Trump. He does switch it up though, like during his New York hush money trial. He wore blue and gold ties. He was taking space from his political uniform. But he always reverts to the combination during the high-stakes events. He wore it in 2016, when he won the presidency. He wore it for his first official news conference as the president, for State of the Union addresses in 2019 and 2020, for his speech at January 6th rally in 2021, for his exit from the White House in 2021, for his mug shot, and even for his first official TikTok post. He wears the flag. He is surrounded by flags.
Why?
Experts say it is a visual representation of patriotism and nationalism. So, when people see him, they see the flag. So, in the run-up to November 5th, both Trump and Harris are using fashion as a soft power, albeit differently. But they both have the same goal. They have each devised their own wardrobe language. They are both power dressing for the job they want, to be the President of the United States, arguably the most powerful person in the world.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election. Explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.